got the new Alpha XL up and running. We're fixing to turn out this morning. Got it all set up. You see the truck. And then the side buttons for training commands. It's gonna take some getting used to, but I've got each dog set up for tone. We can scroll through all of them, and then I got it on shock in the same order. Then you got that control. So I like that so far. We'll see how it does during the race, but we're fixing to put it to work. Alright, so you can see based on the dog tracks, we've had a couple good races. You can probably hear them barking in the background right now. Just turned out again. But so far, this XL is working like a champ. See the dogs there. But we had a race a while ago and I wanted to stop them. And having the big training buttons on the side was actually pretty nice. Still wish we could get it where you could tone all of them at once, but scrolling through them on the ride wasn't as hard as it is with a handheld. Bigger buttons, and they does make noise on here, and I'm sure you can turn it off, but it lets you know when you mash the button that it's going through. It kind of vibrates with the touch. Not necessarily something I need, but it does let you know you got the button mashed right, especially if you're driving. The map's pretty good. I've been impressed with the map capabilities, and you can change it. Give you different views. It's a little different, not something I really like for running a deer, but it is nice to have some options. Right now I've got the bark notification on. I usually don't use that, but I just wanted to try it out, and it'll pop up a message. I turn the tone off to let me know dogs are barking. But everything's pretty much the same. If you've had a handheld or a drive track or a tread, it's not much different other than it is a standalone, and you can do everything you need to from this one screen. So that's pretty nice, because I used to have the tread mounted there and my handheld mounted here, but now I just have the XL mounted. It's been pretty solid. I've got it hard mounted on my dash. The suction cup, the way we get driving sometimes, even though it was good, it just wouldn't work on the tread, so I put this hard mount in, and this one worked perfectly on it on the handheld mount, so pretty happy with that. I've got my long range run through just like I did for my handheld. It's attached there on the back. But so far, with an hour and a half of running, I've been pretty impressed. And you can see I saved one waypoint on a crossing. Doesn't get a real clear picture, but it did give me an icon option, bunch of choices, and I had a deer on there. So I saved that just to practice and see. I'll probably save some more today as we go through just to see what happens. But so far so good. We'll do another one in a minute. Alright, we've been at it for about 3.5 hours this morning. Had some good races, and got some young dogs, some work in, which is what we intended today. Brought 3 young dogs up here with a couple old dogs, and had some good races and some good work with them. And we got to play with the new Alpha, as we've been talking about. And I know I've showed y'all some of the functions, but one of the things I liked on it was the ease of changing over. So you got your different map layers. We got a map card in, but you can go to the dog head and it's gone to my groups. I've added some of my groups for some of the guys that's up here hunting with us today. Well, it's just me and Jughead. I thought a couple others might show up. But then you can easily go to your dogs by hitting that single dog head up at the top. And it's all the dogs, obviously, that I've got in the handheld. I think I got about 25 in it right now, with about another 35 or 40 to put in off my handheld from everybody else up here at the club. And then when you go to the home screen, obviously there's two views. You can see the map view, and then you got the pro view. Not something we're necessarily going to use a whole lot of running deer, but it does give you a directional area and a distance, and shows you if a tree they're running. And it does have the bark feature on. Since I enabled it, when they're barking, it does show them a show ahead with their level of barking. I tried that out this morning during the race, and it seemed pretty accurate listening to the dogs and watching it on the screen. So that's a nice little, I don't know, nice little trick to use. But we're obviously going to be using the map function a lot more. But as I said earlier, been entirely pleased with it so far. Still tracking Jughead 0.7 miles away. He's going through locking some gates. But we'll be using it some more up until turkey season, getting used to it, figuring out some new buttons. I still got it pops up interference tones, and I don't like a whole lot of notifications on mine, so I'll figure out how to turn that off. And it even connects to your phone. I found that out. I turned that off. But if you get a text on your phone and got it connected to the alpha, it shows up on your screen. So I don't necessarily want all that going on when we're hunting, but it's a nice little function, I guess, for using it just driving down the highway. But so far so good. Very happy with it. Looking forward to using it some more. Nothing like a good race in the morning.